Hello my wonderful friends, Magick with you, and I want to keep going with the theme we have going. So today's message is the magic of the pineal gland. And first I wanted to share some stories with you of what is possible, and by using the magic of the pineal gland, imagination and belief and reason. To work in magic and miracles, you have to have reason. I've seen amazing things. A few of the things that stick out in my mind, I remember when I first wrote Still Pools of the Mind, I had 5 books that were my favorite. I had at that time thousands of books. I've cut it down to a few hundred now. Well, that's probably more than that. But I got rid of a lot of books, but I kept all my favorites. But there's 5 that I absolutely love. Matter of fact, even when I travel, I take them with me. They're a part of me. I love these books. And I remember thinking, how great would it be if someone had one of my books, Still Pools of the Mind, as one of their 5 favorite books. And so I set an intention and I daydreamed about what it would be like for someone to call me and say, that book, Still Pools of the Mind, is one of my 5 favorite books ever. And I even used 5 because 5 is how many books is my favorite. Someone called that Still Pools of their Mind was one of their top 5 favorite books. And I should be used to this stuff by now, but it still gets me excited. I'm all, oh my God, it almost gets like crazy. Like we can create anything. And so then what I did with that was I started thinking, I want to take it further. I want someone to call and say it's my #1 favorite book. And it happened. And so, I mean, there's nothing that is impossible with you. I'm trying to think of some other stories. Oh, well, just recently with my song, you remember I knew I wanted people to start writing songs for us for the Order of the Magi, but it wasn't working out as I was trying to figure out in just my thinking intellect, how am I going to get someone to do this? And then I stood up and decreed and declared that tomorrow someone will come running up to me and say, I have a song for you. Okay? I live out in the middle of the woods. People ain't coming up running up to me. And the very next day someone ran up to me and said they had a song for me. I was all, praise God. I mean, just I get chills when I think about these things. Another great story. You can't even run and hide. Once you've set this in motion, you can't get away from it. And if you've been following me, you know I get in mood sometimes. And I was in a mood this day, but I have been praying, believing, set an intention for something that I wanted. And the next day I heard that a person was coming that was going to give me what I had been asking for. But I wasn't in the mood. I was at the point, I don't care, you know. And so I actually came into this room I'm in right now. This is the office / laundry room / I got a big refrigerator with everything I need. Don't ever have to leave if I don't want to. So I came in here, closed the door, and just separated myself from the group of people that were out in the main room. And nobody comes in here. And sure enough, this person that I knew was going to find me out opened the door and just walked in and ended up presenting me with exactly what I wanted. And I was so grateful, and I was glad, you know, God blessed me even if I was being stubborn. But when you set an intention and you believe it, it will run you down. It's going to happen because there's laws of the universe that you set into motion that you cannot stop. You just have to truly believe it. And then put yourself in resonance for it. If you can hold that resonance, that vibration of it, then it naturally will flow to you. You're like a magnet for it. And I'm thinking of Asha 4, and it says that we must have reason to believe. So you have to almost, it has to be natural for you to believe it. Like for instance, if you're 300 pounds and you love watching ice skating on TV and you dream about it and thinking, I want to be an ice skater, you know, and you're setting that as in your intention, does it really feel natural as you're daydreaming about it? Can you really see yourself doing that? And if you can, let me tell you, nothing is impossible. I kid you not, someone will track you down and say, you're exactly what we're looking for. We're trying to expand in this or whatever, but they will find a place for you somehow, some way. Or you'll have a problem with your thyroid and you'll lose the weight. I don't know, but something will happen that it will come about. And so if you can just get to a place where you can start using that imagination, using the magic of that pineal gland, and start daydreaming. I was a daydreamer from a kid. My parents used to get called into school because I was daydreaming, you know, and tell them, you know, that they need to do something about it. And my parents actually told the teachers, no, we ain't going to change it. He's a dreamer, you know, and they could see a gifting in me. And when I dream about things, they end up coming about. Did I share this story about the blonde? I can't remember if I told you guys about this one before. Don't do this. Do not show up in my meadow. But my family members were asking me, I had been divorced for about 8 years, and I had no desire to date. Love being out in the woods. Don't feel like I'm missing anything. And they said, when are you going to date again? I said, I'll tell you what, when a beautiful blonde shows up in my meadow, I'll go on a date. And I mean, shortly after, there's a beautiful blonde in my meadow, and maybe I must have been daydreaming about it after I said it to him or something, but she showed up. We dated for 3 years, and you know, that was that. So I don't want to do that again. But the point is, if you can believe it, if you can, and you know, the funny thing is, it comes easier. I'm very careful about what I set intentions for, or what I even think about, or where I let my mind go. Because when you start working in magic and miracles, it becomes so natural. It's easy for you to believe. It's easy to make these connections, easy to come into resonance with things. And now I can make things manifest usually the next day. You know, I told you that one story of, you know, the money coming instantaneously, but that was more just good spirit blessing me as a loving father. But I'm in a place now where I can have things come the next day. And now I have had some well, I got so many stories, I'm not geeky, but I have had instant manifestations too, that I love tripping people out. I do that with my family and friends, and you know, they'll ask about something and boom, here it is, you know, and just amazing. It's fun. Life is meant to be fun. We're children of God. And so that brings me to our next point. So if you need it to feel natural and something that you can truly believe, like if someone hooked you up to a lie detector test, it would read that you were telling the truth. You really believe it. And how I found to do this, how I've come to have the reason to work in magic and miracles, is I use the Christ mind. What do I mean by that? Okay, I say it's my birthright as a child of God to be happy. Okay, it's my birthright to be loved and to love. It's my birthright to live in peace. God is peace. God is love. God is happiness and joy. So it's my birthright to be those things. And I can wrap my mind around that. I can understand that. And I can live in that. It's my birthright to be protected. My God, I've shared, you that have been following me, many stories, just wild stories of protection. God protects me. Man, there must be angels all around me. You've seen my motorcycle. You've seen how I get. You know, God protects me big time, and I'm so grateful. But it's my birthright, and I can wrap my mind around it. What can you start to wrap your mind around today? What intentions can you set today that you can truly believe, that you can say, do you know what? I can do that because, and do you have a reason? Are you one energy with God? Can you say, I am divine health, and sickness and disease dies when it touches me? Are you divine health? Are you divine life? Have you given your life to good spirit? Are you still in the evil spirit? Are you still holding on to sin and error? My friends, you're going to have to let that go. That does not serve you as a child of God. You must let the evil spirit and his attributes go and come into alignment and resonance with good spirit to attract good things. If you want good God things, you have to be in good God energy. You have to be good God energy. Jesus said, verily, verily, I say unto you, he who holds my vibration has good life, God life. You got to be persistent in it. You got to hold it. You got to be love, peace, joy. You got to stand in those and not ever let them go, no matter what's going on around you, what anybody else is doing, what TV programs are you watching. You can't do what the rest of the world's doing and expect different results. Do the higher frequencies. Do the highway, the good way, the God way. You'll have good God things in your life. My friends, I'm so proud of you. Do me a favor. Hit the like button. comment. I want interaction more with you. I know some of you have been following me for years, and it gets hard probably every video to say, good video, Megas, but comment, talk to me, tell me what you're going through, you know, tell me what you think about the stories, what you want to hear more, what do you want me to teach on, you know, talk to me, because I love you guys. You guys make me excited every day. I look forward to making these videos, to spending time with you, and my blessing is when you interact with me. That just, it blesses me more than you know. You know this, but I love you, I love you, I love you.